Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking Chinese well-wishing expressions. And today is the last day of January and the last well-wishing expression. And I chose 风调雨顺 to mark the end of our well-wishing segment. It's for agrarian society. To wish them 风调雨顺, it's really wish them to have easier survival condition, like a favorable weather conditions for the whole year's crop, that you're going to have good wind and rain that comes just as you wish in the right volume at a good timing. So both the quantity and the timing are exactly as the plant or farming favorable conditions. So Chinese use 风调雨顺. This expression to mean the weather conditions, the wind. So I guess the wind means non-precipitation, but the flow of the air is tuned up. So 调, I translate as tuned. And then the rain is 顺, as you wish, as if the rain knows what you want. And that's 顺. And I translate it as tamed, as if it knows you, right? As if it's your pet that you already tamed it. So, I mean, it's a luxury wish. Like, how can you project your own wish onto a weather condition? It's not possible, right? But Chinese use this 风调雨顺 as if everything in nature is so coordinated and aligned for your sole purpose of having good year's harvest, that the wind and the rain just go as you wish. All right, so wind. Chinese use wind. Okay, because wind is invisible, it's shapeless. So picture the language creator. How are they going to express wind? They have to use something else to go with the wind. That means they cannot show us the visual look of the wind. They have to show us something that kind of concurring with the wind. So this concurring event is this worm popping out of its hidden place. Supposedly, I don't know where worms hide them, but worms, when they hibernate, I guess, and they hibernate underground or inside the trees or somewhere out of our sight, right? And then they have this coming out of a mold thing. So, okay, so the top portion of it looks like a mold. And then this horizontal line means the fluid that goes into the mold. That's ancient molding process to have the mold frame outside and have the metal liquid in liquid form poured inside and eventually break down the mold. And then you have the shape formed as you wish, right? As you carved out in that mold piece. So this opening of the mold is it's transferred to use as if the worm was hidden somewhere in their own mold or cocoons, right? And then there is this breakage moment of the mold get off the main body of the thing to signify the worm come out of its hiding place, going out to the world. So this is a worm symbol. Don't exactly know what this diagonal line is doing, but this is kind of irregular shape. This is the most irregular shape in Chinese language representation. Probably there are other ones, but this is the one that's still commonly seen in the embedded particles or subcomponents of an icon. And this worm shape, like, it's not straight line. And I don't even know if I can reproduce the shape. It almost like English letter E, right? In a cursory form, almost like that, but it's even more curvier. So this irregular shape thing apparently is a spineless, is a soft body worm coming from this mold breaking image And that means that's the timing of the year when the worms are getting out. And that concurs with the season when the wind starts to blow. So I guess, at least in China, because this language grew up in that land, and so the seasonal change of wind was probably like in wintertime, things are kind of dead quiet. The wind don't really blow. And when it's springtime, when there is this temperature change of the ocean versus the land, and that's when the air start to move, right? That's the wind start to rise. And that concurs with the springtime worms breaking out of their hiding place start to show. And using this timing concurrence to show you visually of one event, this worming coming out of the world, with another thing, which is wind, is hard to capture, visualize. So that's the ingenuity of language creators. Okay, yeah, let's go to Yu, because wind and rain are the natural elements that's related to agriculture, and it's easier for us to go for that one first. So this horizontal line means the sky, and this big arch means the space under the sky, and this vertical line means there is a connection between the sky and the big space under the sky. And this connection means something is transporting from the sky to the ground. And this horizontal lines, the two horizontal lines, means multitudes. It's not just 4 of them as displayed here, it's multitudes. That depicts the raindrops in a small bits form, but it cannot be too small bits, because then language user won't be able to see them. So they're small enough to give you the sense of it's a small tiny chunks of raindrops, right? And it's full of, like, filled the space between, underneath the sky, in this whole big space underneath the sky. And that's the connection between the sky and the ground, this vertical line. Okay, so that's how Chinese depict rain. And I remember when I was first learning English, Chinese as a grade school, grade 1 probably, Chinese would try to help, the textbook back then, try to help students to visualize how this icon written in this way relate to our life. So I remember this rain symbol. Somebody used, okay, this is your wind, kind of floor length window pane. You're looking out of your window. So they made it into a window. And this is door frame of the window. And you see through the window, the raindrops coming down. Now I know that's not true, because ancient times, we don't have glasses. You cannot look out your glass window door to see, and a sliding door like that to see the rain. It's a contemporary living environment. And so as I do more Chinese, I read more into the icons, and then I know, okay, this is the sky, this is the connection, this verticalization of the sense of the connection from the sky down to the ground, and this is a big space underneath the sky and the raindrops there. So that's probably harder to explain to little kids, but I'm glad I had the opportunity through doing this channel to learn myself how things were visualized. So now we have wind and rain covered. Now the 2 action words, 调, okay, we have 调, tuned. The reason why is because this, oftentimes we use it as 调. So it's a different pronunciation, different tonation, same character, but in that sense, 调 means the tune. And when we change it, the pronunciation, rising tone, means tune. It means tuning, means the action of tune. Isn't that interesting? Sometimes Chinese do that to differentiate the noun from the verb, but they are talking about the same thing. In this case, it's an abstract thing, because tuning, it's pretty abstract there. Like, if you're a language creator, how are you going to express tuning? Chinese express it with the speaking sign on the left, and then this wholesome or all around. I guess this signifies the eloquence of somebody. So a communicator. So the mouse symbol you see on both icons, the mouse symbols means speaking function here. And then the right have this wooden barrel symbol. So this is the handle of the barrel. This is the full body of the barrel. And I guess the two horizontal lines connected with this vertical line shows you the paneling of the barrel. So ancient times, before the chemical industry can make out that cylinder shape with a bottom, like molded into that shape. Ancient times, to create a cylinder water container, you have to have wood panels, like eventually use rectangular shape panels, tighten, bind them together to make a cylinder, right? That's quite a work. And oftentimes I heard, however much that container can hold water is dependent on the shortest panel there, right? So this way, Chinese actually is expressing just like this wooden paneled container, this barrel, wooden barrel. When you're speaking, you need to speak to all directions, all panels, like take them into consideration of all the, I guess, stakeholders' interests or from their perspectives. You have to talk yourself as if you're making this barrel. Like you have to be so good at being articulating from the perspective of all the audiences or people who you try to come into agreement with. You have to be able to think from all directions so that you don't have that short panel to leak water. So this eventually means wholesomeness, completeness. I guess it's like well considered. It's somebody who can think from all. It's not exactly a letter thinking, right? But it's even like a spokey thinking, like as if it's a barrel. You have to think of every panel to make your case complete. Okay, the left side is speaking symbol. I talk about it multiple times, not going into it, but you can see the mouse symbol over there, and it's related to speaking. So this wholesome speaking then together means tuning. So I guess tuning comes from trying to make instruments on different pitches work together in harmony. If somebody go off tune, that means it's no longer harmonious in its frequency of vibration to be on the same. Okay, I had a tuner came in to tune my piano here a few days ago. So he gave me a little bit of a quick story of how different pitches, how they work together. So this tuning, you have to be like sound, to create a sound of in tune, you have to make sure their frequency have this almost like a common denominator. You have to cut things in the similar, like eventually it can be cut into the same lower frequency or something. So that tuning with this completeness, because completeness speaking means you're talking in consideration of all the other elements together. Things gotta be in harmony. So in harmony and speaking together means things are tuned together. Things are going to go in the, their frequency are going to have a certain overlapping structure that are not creating the jarring sound. And that means tuned. So Chinese pair feng and tiao together as if the wind is tuned up so that it show up at the right time of the season. Okay, shun, we have water flowing uninterrupted. So that means some fast flowing water. And the right side means the head symbol. The head symbol is made of this big face symbol sitting on top of the human body. Okay, oversized head symbol. So the head symbol is, oversized head placed on top of the body to mean the head. This face symbol comes from the nose bridge with two nostrils verticalized to save horizontal space. So this is the center of the face. And then Chinese just draw a huge peripheral line to mean this is the whole sphere or the whole within the border of the face. So without drawing all the details of features on your face, Chinese just use this tiny center point of the face plus the peripheral of the face to mean the whole thing of the face. So by itself, it's the face. Now it's sitting on top of the human body. That means the head, to make sure it's three-dimensional now. So head paired with water, fast flowing water. That means you're going with the flow. You're not anti the flow. So a few episodes ago, as a well-wishing, we talk about smooth sailing. So just like in sailing situation, when you are more wind dependent, you want to have the tailwind behind you, right? So this tamed actually in the sense means you're heading toward the direction the water is flowing, and the water is fast. So you're going with that flow, and you're going in the same direction. So therefore, you're kind of similar to tailwind. You kind of tail water here in a similar sense of you're not going upstream, but you're going downstream. So it's easier for you. So 风调雨顺 then together means, okay, you are in your element, or this year's weather condition is so well tuned that everything goes well and smooth with you. Even if 风调雨顺 mostly means for the agricultural sense, that you're going to have a good year for your crops because the wind and the rain comes as if they're in sync and in tune with the seasoning and the what you intend to do with your farming activity. But this can eventually extend to your whole life situation, as if you have such a smooth year that you're just in your elements. Everything, whatever occurrence in life, whether it's wind or rain, they just come in the right time, that you're as if like you're in such a good year. So that's Chinese 风调雨顺. Cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.